Hey, what's up everyone? Another video this week, just a quick one. I wanted to talk about packing up your gear for winter. Winter is coming if you're up here in Canada. So just a couple more weeks to go probably of good kayaking, or good enough kayaking, and then it's going to be like December soon. People are going to be packing their gear away, and I want to talk about some good do's and don'ts for when you do come to pack your gear away, and some things to think about to prevent your gear getting lit up by mice or by mold or by other stuff that's going on. So we're going to talk about gear storage a little bit here, so not a super entertaining video, but hopefully a bit or somewhat informative. So let's talk about gear storage for winter. The most important thing when you store your gear for winter is that it gets stored somewhere dry and somewhere where rodents can't mess with it. And I know you're thinking like, oh, yeah, whatever, Seth, there's no way a mouse is going to get into my gear bag. It has happened to me. One year they got in my stuff and they chewed through a bunch of stuff, and I was super annoyed about it. So it can happen to you. I want to show you my strategy, what I do. So we can take a look here. This is where a lot of my equipment gets stored here, this handy shelf unit. Most of my equipment is getting stored in plastic bins because these give you the best shot at keeping the chipmunks and squirrels and mice from trying to hibernate inside your gear. So this gear bag, for example, it's sweet, but mice can get in there. That's not okay, so I'm gonna have to put that stuff into one of these plastic bins. I'll make it fit somehow. But like I said, importantly is to make sure that it's dry when it goes away. So like these shoes, not dry yet, used them the other day. Another thing I like to do before I put stuff away, if I remember, is I try and use this opportunity to put some 303 on the gaskets, or some other kind of latex, I don't know how you describe it, conditioner? I don't know. There's a couple other products on the market for the same purpose, right? Just to make that latex just a little bit softer and make it a bit nicer when it goes away, so it doesn't suffer through the winter. And especially if it's already drying out before you put it away, it's probably not going to be in great shape when you pull it out for spring, and you kind of want to have your stuff ready to go when you pull it out for spring. You don't have to do a bunch of gear maintenance before you can even go kayaking. So keep your stuff dry, use this opportunity to 303 your gaskets, and make sure your stuff is in bins, or just inside, maybe somewhere the mice can't get to, but they can get inside, so they're everywhere. Mice are literally the worst thing in the world. So maybe bins, even if it's going inside. The last thing I want to talk about is rolling up your dry suit, how I roll my dry suit up so that it's kind of in its best health. I'm just going to show you for an example here, because although I'm not actually putting this away right now, because we've still got a couple more weeks of paddling to go, this is how I do put it away when I put it away, right? So I have my zip about half or 2/3 of the way closed. Bit of internet argument about that, whether is it all the way closed is better. I don't know the answer, but this is what I do. And then what I'll do is, when it's dry, remember that, I'm going to fold the arms across the chest. My goal here is just to keep the zipper really flat, so that when it goes away, it's not going to be crinkled and creased all winter long, because that's going to lead to problems when you come to get it out in the spring. So with the arms kind of folded across the chest to keep it flat, you might have to do something different if you've got a chest zip dry suit. Anyway, so keeping my zipper flat, I'm just going to very carefully roll it up. Super simple, nothing crazy, just making sure that zipper's nice and flat, nice and basically just not crunkled up, or crunkled up, is that a word? Crunkled? I don't know. Anyway, so just like that, nice and dry. It's going to go inside a plastic bin. No mice are going to be able to get to it, which is the goal. So although I've got a couple more weeks kayaking, so I don't have to do that right now, but when I do come to do it, that is what I'll be doing. So this has been just a few top tips for storing your gear over the winter. Hope it's been useful for you. Apologies, this is somewhat a dry video this week, but informative, I hope. If you're winding down, if you're in England and you're just winding up for kayak season, I'm hyped for you. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Got some winter plans coming up. Just booked a plane ticket 2 days ago. I'm hyped about it. So yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.